How much should remodelers and builders spend on their marketing? This is episode number 355 of the My Online Toolbox weekly quick tips and reminders in all facets of marketing to help you grow your business with more quality leads, amplifying more quality. We want to remind you we're going to be there. Yes, it's a few weeks away at the IBS KBS show speaking on video marketing. And if you're making those last minute plans, please send us a note so we're aware to be able to meet you in advance. Last week, we were talking about no time for marketing, which is simply a BS statement to tell yourself. And it's very relevant because we were discussing time versus money moving into this week's episode about how much should remodelers and builders spend on marketing. And so we don't want you to continuously think of marketing where you're throwing your money down the toilet. Marketing is an investment. It is not an expense. And if you're simply just throwing your money away in the hopes of having some type of return on investment, you are throwing your money down the toilet. But we want to make you appreciate a different perspective. So we threw up a quick graph up there. You'll see that we built a range of gross sales for 100,000 to 5 million, and we threw a quick range of 1% to 7% of sales allocations towards marketing. But you want to remember, most marketers, if you went to say, what do they think you should spend? They will tell you, at least in this industry, you'll hear a lot of ranges of 4 to 6% and probably even higher in competitive markets, or how people are going to try to psychologically get you to spend more money in order to increase your gross sales. We disagree. They will assume you will continue with that philosophy of, I do not have any time and can you do everything for me? Right there, we're going to make you appreciate this in a second. But newer companies often will spend a higher percentage of marketing simply to gain market share, which is reasonable, while established companies can spend, if they built their marketing strategies correctly, they could spend less percentage as they grow in a methodical manner. We're going to get to that in a moment. Unfortunately, though, most contractors will not strategize early on, and that's the gotcha. So you will continue to just throw money at too many topics, and the investment percentages will simply stay or grow as time goes by, when you could start now to plan to have it reduced. And so what we want you to do is appreciate this. A key decision when it comes to marketing is allocating your budget between performance marketing and brand marketing. The vast majority of people selling services, whether it's website, SEO, social media, paid ads, because of the mentality of the marketplace of remodeling and building, they will traditionally focus in on performance marketing, which tends to be focused on driving immediate results, versus brand marketing is more focused on brand awareness, perception, and loyalty. And it encompasses strategies like content marketing, very focused search engine optimization topics, and so forth. And unlike performance marketing, the outcomes of brand marketing efforts are often less immediate and tangible. And that's where the performance marketing folk will traditionally target a higher marketing investment. But performance marketing is a repetitive topic that you have to keep that percentage going to keep it going. And brand marketing, when done correctly, will allow you to lower your investment percentage as time goes by. So, right there, we are just explaining the differences of strategies as opposed to giving people a blanket percentage to use, especially as they grow. So, if you're like in the 100,000 to $500,000 range, it will be common to hear you being needing to be spending 4% to 7% and possibly more while you're building out your websites correctly, while you're getting your initial images, a lot of building out your social media and so forth. But if you do this correctly, as you grow, and we're going to use an example of a $3 million to $4 million company, that as you grow, we want you to be spending less. Not that we want to take your money, but what we want to do is be so hyper efficient that most companies that would be talking about their versions of marketing, and remember, performance marketing versus brand marketing are different. So the performance marketing company would say, hey, yes, we need you to spend between 5 and 7%, and let's just go as an average of 6%. And they would say, okay, if you're going from 3 to 4 million, let's allocate $40,000. But from a brand marketing perspective, if you've already gotten the momentum built up, we would be targeting more for a 3% average. And right there, there's a difference. If we were targeting that $4 million range, there's going to be a $120,000 difference on the table to be equally effective. And then if you take the 120 divided by 12, that's 10,000 per month. And the question is, what would you be willing to do to pocket the money for simply, at most, 1 day of your time per month? And right there, what we want you to do is realize when you go to the My Online Toolbox Instagram page, we literally this week, coincidentally, featured our 200th featured project. All of these contractors, remodelers, builders, roofers, painters, specialty contractors, they've all had one thing in common, in addition to all of these cool projects that we're showing. They have a consistent method that they've implemented through the beginning of their marketing life cycle. So they took an approach where using this particular project, this particular company has grown substantially that we featured, but as they've grown, they've been able to pocket more money. Not that they're not being shy on spending money, but they're spending much less money as a percentage of their sales in order to grow and keeping the money while still being effective with what they're doing with their marketing spend. So take that into consideration on the effectiveness, because all of these people, unlike most of the people trying to sell their independent services, whatever they are, we have guided people starting with the actual education and the strategy, which is an absolute essential skill, especially if you want to at least have very effective, cost effective, should we say, marketing strategies as you grow and you're able to pocket a hell of a lot of money over a period of time. This is My Online Toolbox reminding you to start planning yesterday for next year's marketing and profits. Have a healthy week, and we will see you next week.